is the Suzuki Gixxer SF250. Finally, after a million speculations and spy shots and renders, we have the real deal in front of us. A quarter-liter sport bike from Suzuki, something that has been long awaited. So can the Gixxer 250 shake up the segment by offering something extraordinary? Does it justify the Gixxer badging? And is it something that was worth waiting for? Well, the answers to all of that is what is coming up, so let's get started. First of all, the design. Now, there have been mixed opinions about the design, especially the front windshield, that it is slightly shorter, almost like that of the Tuono. But as far as I'm concerned, talking about the visual appeal of this bike, I must tell you this is an absolute head turner on the roads. First, because it gets a full fairing, and secondly, because of its sharper design philosophy. It looks and feels like a compact, lightweight, sweet little monster machine that has been developed using technology derived straight from Suzuki's MotoGP machines. The headlamp is all LED, which Suzuki claims offers better light through at night while also consuming lesser battery power. The front fairing looks well designed and offers a fresh new design language that appears compact and sporty. I would love to have had a slightly taller windshield for better wind protection at higher speeds. Now, moving to the profile, the alloy wheels look well designed and are of premium quality. The twin port exhaust looks good and sounds great as well. The tail lamp is all new too and perfectly complements the rest of the design. Overall, the bike looks well put together, appears perfectly cohesive with no panels sticking out oddly, and it looks good from almost any angle you choose to look at it from. The seats are nice and comfortable and offer adequate room for the rider. The pillion seat, however, isn't all that spacious and is placed slightly higher, so it might not be easily accessible for ladies. The best part that I like about the bike is the fact that Suzuki have gone ahead and offered clip-on handlebars for this bike. The Speedo console layout is all new as well with nice and legible fonts. We do get a gear position indicator, which always helps. Other readouts include a speedometer, odometer, trip meters, tachometer, fuel gauge, clock, etc. Talking about the engine, powering this bike is a 4-stroke single-cylinder oil-cooled 249cc 4-valve engine with a SOHC layout. Now, this puts out a max power of 26.5 PS at 9000 RPM and a max torque of 22.6 Newton meters at 7500 RPM. We get a 6-speed gearbox. Now, explaining a little about the engine technology and the Suzuki oil cooling system. Now, oil-cooled engines were first introduced by Suzuki, and this technology has evolved over the ages to make compact, lightweight engines that offer explosive performance and power output. Now, this new oil-cooled single-cylinder 250cc engine has been developed to offer faster cooling and improved heat transfer rate. Now, this ensures maintaining optimal engine temperature for better combustion efficiency. This also reduces the frequency of thermal expansion of metal, thereby improving engine durability. Also, oil-cooled engines are easier to maintain compared to water-cooled engines. Now, we all love the way Alex Rins rides so flawlessly at MotoGP, and who wouldn't want to experience a bit of MotoGP technology in their main machines? So that's exactly what we get with the Gixxer SF250. The valves, the shim-type roller rocker arms, the retainers and the pistons have all been made using technology derived straight from Suzuki's MotoGP machines. The printed surface treatment of the piston skirt area reduces friction loss in the piston, thereby resulting in improved power output and better fuel efficiency. The Cooper grip treatment on the cylinder improves heat transfer performance, cooling performance and overall durability. So what does all of this translate into in layman's terms? Well, this results in increased power and torque as well as consistent spread of power and torque throughout the rev band. And trust me, this bike offers way more fun than what the figures on its spec sheet suggest. Also, this being a 4-valve engine, we get 2 inlet valves and 2 outlet valves. Now, the 2 inlet valves allow the air-fuel mixture to flow freely into the combustion chamber, while the 2 outlet valves allow the exhaust gases to escape freely. Now, this allows the engine to breathe easy and rev freely even at higher RPMs without being strained, which is why you see the bike revving freely even while doing 151 km per hour. Now, there is no level of instability or unsettling behavior from the bike even at that speed, which is really impressive. I love the sporty exhaust sound that serves as the perfect background score as you rev the bike right up to its limits each time, and the lightweight, compact nature of the bike gives you great confidence and control to literally play around with it, be it in the urban jungle or even on the wide open stretches. The engine revs freely without feeling strained. There are no vibrations apparent even at 151 km per hour. The gear shifts are smooth and the gear ratios are well matched. The clutch feel isn't too heavy despite we not getting a slipper clutch, and the throttle action is light and easygoing on your palm and wrist. As I mentioned before, it's like a sweet little monster that offers much more than what meets the eye, and despite the bike having to go up against a mountain of competition, it's like John Wick going on a rampage against the high table. The seating posture is another good part about this bike. Despite getting the clip-ons, it isn't too aggressive or forward biased. It's more like a sport tourer. The foot pegs and the handlebar are ideally set such that you can commute on this bike to your office, you can go for weekend rides along with your friends, and you can also have a jolly good time at a track day event. Flexibility and versatility, I feel, is the major strong point of this bike. Now, talking about the brakes, we get a 300mm disc up front and a 220mm disc at the back. We do get dual channel ABS as standard, and it is not switchable, which means you cannot turn it off. The braking is indeed confidence inspiring. You can see that the bike comes to a standstill in a very controlled manner despite me slamming on the brakes to depict a panic braking scenario. Talking about the suspension, we get chunky 41mm front forks that offer a superb front end feel and a comfortable ride over the pothole ridden city streets. The rear monoshock is ideally damped to support the chassis perfectly well even while doing speeds of up to 150 km per hour. Talking about the tires, we get MRF Revs radial tires at both ends. We get a 110/70 tire up front and a 150/60 tire at the back. The tires do offer good road grip, but if you are the kind who likes to try sharper lean angles, then I'd suggest you swap them with Metzeler's or Pirelli's. Talking about other relevant specs, ground clearance is 165mm, which is more than sufficient. Tank capacity is 12 liters, which I feel could have been better because at least a 15-liter tank would have offered better tank range. Seat height is 800mm, ideally set to appeal to riders of all sizes. Price ex-showroom Delhi is Rs 1.71 lakhs.